Hello, my dear ones. It's always good to come talk to you. Always, always, always. I took a little week off and went up to Mickey World, the World Bank World. Probably. I mean, when you fly World Bank flags at Disney World, what's that tell you? I want to thank a bunch of you guys. I don't know how you guys always hear about my birthday, but I thank you for this shirt. It's just the type I wear. I love this. I love these collarless shirts. And I love this yellow. So this is a beautiful one. Thank you so much. I love that. So many beautiful cards. So many beautiful things. So many things going on, guys. I can't even get to tell you. All kinds of things going on here. Oh, by the way, love the cartoon. I love the cartoon. Beautiful. A physician talking to his patient. I thought it was really good. We've exhausted all conventional measures. One last desperate option you might have is to put you on an alternative natural medicine that has a 96% success rate. Well, I love that one. I love that one. How true. How true. How sad. How sad, but so true. But I got a big kick out of that. That was really good. Really good. By the way, look at this one. This is a new recipe book out. Beautiful. VictoriaRawVegan.com. Anyway, we'll be carrying her book. Beautiful, simple, great recipes. Have some nuts and stuff in there, but that's okay. It's just really the kind of recipe books we want to have out there. So this is really done well. It's beautiful. It's just really done well. So we'll have her book here for you, and I'm sure you can get it on any of these places. But like Books A Million or something, maybe not. Maybe she's self-published here, maybe. But we'll definitely carry it. We want to carry all your books. We want to carry all your books because this is the level of awareness that people need to see. And if no one gets your books out, how does people get to see it? So we want to help everybody get their books out and do well with them. Victoria Singer. Love it, Victoria. Great job. Love the book. Just great stuff. Matter of fact, I've already had so many demands for it. They got a big order going your way. So that was good. Beautiful book. Love it. Love it. Some just beautiful cards from you all. Just some beautiful, beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. This is beautiful. Thank you, sweetheart. Beautiful. Beautiful cards. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Beautiful stuff. We've got a good site. We've got a lot of great, great, great spiritual people and great beings on our site. I just love it. Look at this one. This is a 5-6 day dry fast. Look at all that sediment in that urine. This is from a man that came walking in and gave me a big hug the other day. After he fell out of the sky and hit the water at 70, 80 mile an hour. Parachute didn't open. Well, of course, he was little bit of a bad way. Paralyzed and broke a lot of things, of course. Came walking in, gave me a big hug. He fixed himself. Got himself all back. I've been working with him for a couple of years, and this is him. He just got through on a hill. He's about 5.5 days of dry fasting, and after that morning when body dumped so much of acidic waste, look at all that. And before, for 6 years, I was up 4 to 5 times a night, and now he's up once at the most. See, so it pulled his prostate, his kidney clean. And once you get those kidneys filtering and clean, it starts cleaning everything in your body. That's why it's important to go to this. So really good job. And Hildy, good job on yourself. I don't know. I don't have the picture to show you. I don't know, Hildy. I mean, I wanted to show you this because your picture, he makes it look like it's a snake. But I think it's going on 15 inches long. I think it's definitely a roundworm. Remember I showed you my roundworm at the bottom of that jar? I'm pretty sure Hillary's got it on her website. You got to check this out. And she's been on parasitic formulas and everything else, and it came out on a dry fast alive. Well, go back to the Dead Sea Scrolls they found. I just saw that on History Channel the other night. And the Essene Gospels of Peace that they found. And this is one of the techniques purportedly that Jesus used. They dry fasted a person, put the person in a pan of milk, and then cast the demons out, so to speak, which is tapeworms or roundworms, that sort of thing. But you can do those things. You dry fast and put some food out by the back end. They're going to come out to get it. As gross as that sounds, the world you live in here, the physical world. But good job, bro. Good job. You're amazing. This guy is so sweet. He's unbelievable. And just a great, great personality. Fell out of the sky, I call him. Fell out of the sky. Damn, can you imagine hitting the ground at 70, 80 miles an hour? But this was the water, and that's just hard as a rock. And you hit the water that fast? I don't know how many have ever done that. But I think the highest I dove was 42 foot. And, I thought I'd never hit the water, and I thought I would never come back up. Hated it. Look at these. This is what I'm talking about in art. And as those of you that are artists start looking at and are taken at night to these cities, these beautiful spiritual cities on these other dimensions, there's no words to express what a crystalline city looks like, sitting in an ambiance of a setting that is so etheric looking it's neuronic. I can't even describe that. And I'm hoping that I can get this artist here to make some more pictures like this, but even deeper into the worlds of God. This is really cool. Yeah. And it's celestial artwork, which I can go with that one. Absolutely. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Diamond Doorways. Diamond Doorways. Artwork by E.L. Well, she calls herself Helen. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. And her hubby, I don't know if he's a blues guy or what. I've got to stick his music in my truck. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Good stuff. I had to take this in my truck. But just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work, guys. Just beautiful work. I got so many things to share with you. Get this one. This was posted on Hildy's site. And it said something about, I love these. And then it says, read to Robert. And it says, hi, I'm new to this group. I have exciting news. Turned my brother onto Dr. M, who shared some YouTube videos I sent him with his friend who had leukemia. I am now excited to say that after 8 weeks on the detox program, she is cancer-free. 8 weeks. I could possibly be happier, and it goes on. Is that pretty cool? Yeah, I've always said leukemia, I mean, excuse me, everything is very, I don't want to use it in the context of diseases because then it plays their game, which is not a good game, and it's not a truthful game. But when you pull these damaged cells out of you and you fix your spleen, your bone marrow, and you fix all that up in leukemia, you're doing really well. And anybody can do that. Anybody can overcome any level of cancer. The problem is these advanced cancers who have been messing with the medical thinking for so long that they've waited too long. And then they add, stacked on top of that, chemotherapy, radiation, another major destroyer of cells, and then they come to us after years and years, or when they look like her. Sad. Sad. Don't have to. And that's why you all are so important, to get a hold of these ladies and guys, but particularly the ladies with the breast cancers, so they can get them taken care of in the earlier stages, and they're done. They're not going through these other advanced 3, 4, and stage 5 levels, because they took care of it in the earlier stages. Easy to do. And they knew what caused it because they were educated properly. So for the sake of the id and academics, this is what you see. And we have to turn that all around, spiritual people, because this isn't working. This planet is stagnant. And it's twirling. And it's just, we're here to, it's more than introducing them to health. You guys will see what more's coming. This is a big thing coming here. And it's a lot more than the health side of this. This is just the doorway, guys. This is just the doorway of what you're going to see coming. Cool stuff coming. Cool, neat stuff coming. So that's a neat testimonial right there. And I love this one. This is cool. We need so many of these, and a lot of you guys can do this. And this is, she calls it Phoenix Rising. I love that right off. And it's in Naples, Florida. But this is Linda Beauregard. And look at this, Phoenix Rising. This is a retreat, or a place you can go and that'll help you detox and get well, kind of like we have. We have a place up here. I told you about the last one was in it was a ALS individual that wasn't singing, remember, or talking or walking, in a wheelchair, legs turned in, feet and all that. Now she's singing, talking, and walking. Now she has a lot to go, but she's in a position. She left and she went back home, and now she's not doing so well, what I hear, because no one at home understands and is helping her. See, so these places are vital in helping others. People sometimes just need a place to go hang and have somebody nurture them, give them some love and good food. That's exactly what a lot of people need. And this sounds like a beautiful place to do it. She uses all kinds of things here: iridology, herbal protocol recommendations, therapeutic energy healing services, crystal healing, spiritual counseling, guided healing, meditations, Epsom salt baths and foot baths, therapeutic massage, and goes on and on and on. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me see here. Yeah, we got a nice letter from a pharmacist who would like to bring him aboard sometime. Oh, I showed you her, how beautiful. This little baby is so beautiful, clean and nice. You know, I told you we got a new infant formula in. And I've got 2 of them. The other one for toddlers over 2 years old is not in. You can feed them this one. This one's for infants up to 2 years, but it doesn't matter. It's so nutritious. That's part of the problem, is keeping the nutrition down in these formulas. It's hard to do that. Because when you compare mother's milk, which is not highly nutritious, human mother's milk is not a highly nutritious milk. Not in what man thinks. And I think the lesson here is maybe nutrition isn't the number one issue, like man thinks it is. Just saying. So anyway, I went to the health food store, and we've got, well, Shannon went for me, and we bought 2 of the recognized baby infant formulas, right? And no disrespect, you know, we have free speech and everything here, but these things suck. These things are bad. They taste bad. They leave a film in your mouth. Ours don't. Ours is, you feel refreshed. You feel good. You feel healthy. This feels like, you know, leaves a film and everything else, and it's just got just so much bunch of crap in here. It's unbelievable. I mean, it goes on from. Let me see if I can even read this. Sorry, it's so small. That's why you can't read it in the store. even with my glasses on. So you got organic brown rice syrup. Oh, really? Organic soy protein concentrate. You're giving a little infant's concentrated soybean. Organic high oleic sunflower and or organic high oleic safflower oil, organic soybean oil, organic coconut oil, calcium phosphate, organic vanilla, organic soy lecithin, which is only about 2 or 3 stages away from plastic, potassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, calcium carbonate, calcium aspartate, or vitamin C, sodium chloride, potassium chloride. It goes on and on and on. It just crap stuff. And this is what we want our infants and our babies to grow on, some chemically manufactured stuff. Well, no offense to this company, it sounds like a pharmaceutical company, to be quite truthful with you, and wouldn't doubt it. And this is what they have in health food stores for our babies. Right. That's why you guys are so vital to the upliftment of this realm. Okay, I don't know what these are about, but all right. Get into some of your questions, see if I can help some of you. I wanted to. First, they came for the bacon. New study says vegetarianism can cause cancer. And then another Science Daily thing saying that evidence of vegetarian diet permanently shaped human genome to change individual risk of cancer, heart disease. So it says, in a new revolutionary proof of the old adage, we are what we eat. I mean, how stupid. Scientists have found tantalizing evidence. What? That a vegetarian diet has led to a mutation that, if they stray from a balanced omega-6 to omega-3 diet, may make people, keyword, may make people more susceptible to inflammation and, by association, increased risk of heart disease and colon cancer. Now, one of the problems man has is that he let the medical profession set up a lot of norms, and biochemists set up a lot of norms that are inaccurate. Look at the creatinine norm in blood work, very inaccurate. There's a lot of stats in blood work that's inaccurate, but are based upon unhealthy people, based upon meat eaters, based upon that. So they look at the genes, they look, of course you can mutate genes. That's people are doing it daily. But the real issue here is talking about fatty acids. Well, let's just look at fatty acids for a minute. Yeah, the link is obvious. What do we say is the main fluid of the lymphatic system? Lipids, right? Cholesterol predominantly, but lipids. So fatty acids. So your main sewer system is made predominantly of lipids, of fatty acids, to help protect the cells from damage from what? Acids. And it's only those big females that can do this. And females being alkaline chemistry. And it's the only ones that can do this. So, explain to me how that the increase of fatty acids will help someone that is malabsorbed. And the fact that if they view this as a fatty acid problem, then how do you explain fruitarianism? Because it exists, and we have a whole primate family and a whole Homo sapien family, then our frugivores. Fruits, berries, and melons do not have high fatty acids in them. See, we've geared all our studies on Homo sapiens that are totally eating wrong foods and highly acidic. So all the stats you get are from that. And when you make these claims, there's no question. There's no question here that lipid, there is some element of truth here in that, but not any more than meat eating. Meat eating is even more. Well, we'll look at that in a minute. But fatty acids are anti-inflammatories. They say low fats equal inflammation. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Acids create inflammation. Fatty acids are there to help buffer the acids. So, it's just like I said before, looking at the ass end of the donkey always. The only thing is, with a vegetarian, if they buy into this bull crap that you have complete amino acid stuff, which is stupid thinking, then you're trying to eat beans and nuts and all these other things to try to make up for not eating meat. And it's like, we're a non-meat eating species, no matter who likes to portray that. And I was in Disney World going into this one exhibit they have, and it's in Epcot. And it's this great big round dome, and you go up in a sitting thing, and it takes you in there. And it takes man through the caveman days into Rome and the modern times and the writings and the monks and all that sort of thing. But it did not demonstrate man as an islander. It demonstrated man as a cave dweller, and that is untrue. That's untrue. He dwelled in caves when you lived there, but man originated as an islander species, and you have to get with that. So when you see all this crap in science daily, it makes you start to wonder where our scientific community really is. And you know where they are? They're hanging out in an academic lunchroom somewhere wondering why they don't understand life. Because they went to school to learn it. Well, who's teaching it? People that thought they knew? See, that's the problem. You want to know how things work, there's only one individual to talk to. One. And you know who I'm talking about. God Almighty. And you can talk with it. You can communicate with it. That's the thing. You just have to learn how. So you see all this, and this is true. Now, when your lymph system's backed up, meat eater, vegetarian, I don't care what it is, and you're not absorbing your fatty acids through the villi into the lymphatic capillaries, through the lymph duct that takes it to the liver from the small bowel. Remember we said that we found pro charts with that on there where they've somehow conveniently eliminated them off the new ones. Don't make any sense. So much something going on around here. So it's enough to say that you have to read through all these sort of things that you get and understand that vegetarianism is, in its own right, is very little different than meat eating. A lot of the old vegetarians did the cheeses and the beans and all that to try to make up for that. They just didn't eat dead animal tissue. Got just as sick. I mean, I was looking at Victor, Convincus or whatever, Survival to the 21st Century. Now, there's a guy, a sproutitarian. Didn't look too good. Didn't look too good for years and years and years. He looked emaciated. He looked parathyroid big time. When you kick yourself up to fruits, berries, and melons, you're at a whole nother level away from the veggies. And what genes do you get back? How do you regenerate the genes? You notice that we prove that we're regenerating genetics by the lesions disappearing, by the symptoms disappearing, by x-rays, by all these things showing all things are gone. Of course, x-rays can't show genetic weaknesses. So there's a lot out there, and you have to be careful buying into this kind of crap. But there are half-truths to everything. And there is some half-truths to this. But we're not talking about vegetarianism. I don't promote vegetarianism, but I do promote raw foodism, and particularly the slant on fruitarianism. I don't care if you have a salad today, who cares? But if you want to get well, you dump the salad, you dump the lower expressions of food, and you hang with the fruits, berries, and melons until you're done. And then you go back and balance out if you want. That's okay. These people are way, 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 way away from where you guys are. You guys are sitting on the top of the mountain looking down on this planet of all the people talking about stool implants, drinking urine, things like this. And you guys are there doing it, getting your bodies well, learning the truth of things, while the rest of this planet is just shuffling around and burying their heads in the sand. we're here to make a difference with that. There's all kinds of stuff like that out there. But you must always try these things on yourself. You want to try this level. If you've never tried a fruit, berry, and melon diet for a month or two, try it. Try things out so you can talk from a position of knowledge, of awareness, of experience. Knowledge is one thing. Getting book learned and stuff like that. But remember, reading a book is reading someone else's opinion. When are you going to have your own? You go out into life and you make your own. You live it, you experience it, and then you can talk from experience. And that's true with diets and things like this. These people tout these things. These people sit over in the corner, never tried this level, throwing stones over at us. And that's typical on this planet right now. And we've got to lasso all this in, spiritualize this, pull this up. It's in something else. The name is Pras. Hi, Dr. Morris. I sent this inquiry a couple of weeks ago, but I think I sent it to general inquiry instead of YouTube section. Apologies. Well, here's another problem. Remember, dear ones, I'm not getting to all of them either. There's a lot of them. I only have time to read, a half a dozen to a dozen questions at any given time. But I've got our level 1 class is coming up, and I took last week, spent the whole week, dug into it deep. I brought chemistry and everything in and molded it to where I think you guys won't be overburdened with mind stuff. And so it's going to be a good 5-dayer. The last day, though, is spirituality. That whole day, we're going to have different things going on, neat stuff going on, talks about spirituality and stuff like that. But the rest of it is going to be protocols and learning, how creation is made in chemistry and how it all is. How ionization is. Learn there's a few little things that I don't think it'll stress your mind so much. Because when you get in a class like that and we're going like this, you can get fried. It's real easy. There's a lot of stuff to teach you. But keep it simple. It's the intellectual stuff people get hung up on. It just fries you because it's too much mind games. So you have to have a little of that, but we ought to have some fun there. What are your thoughts on coconut water fasting? I like it. A lot of people are doing it. Yep. I am on a holiday in Sri Lanka and have access to coconut water from fresh coconuts. I thought I read yours last time. Maybe not. The water here is only available in plastic bottles. I know. Oh, God. And not good quality. It's coconut. That's where I'd be going, too. Absolutely. You hit it right on the head. Good job. Good thinking. Is coconut water fasting okay for 20 days? I have been 100% fruits-free. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And where are you now? Sri Lanka. Ooh, what kind of fruits you got down there? Ooh. I tell you, when you I think a lot of you are getting there that when you taste a plant or tree ripe fruit, it's nirvanic. It's so good. And then when you hear people talking how bad fruits are, you go, what? What? You mean this extremely ripe, sweet, nirvanic orange is bad for me? Oh, then 6 months on that should have killed me, right? Boy. Whew. You can see why this world needs you guys bad. And I can't pronounce your name either. Svetlana. Svetlana? Lena? Not good. Sorry, guys. I absolutely love your work. It feels right what you do. Thanks, honey. Well, you know what? The proof is in the pudding. And just that the poor lad that fell, I call him falling out of the sky. His parachute didn't open. That's pretty bad when you hit the ground going at that speed. And he totally rebuilt his human body back. Where he was paralyzed, he is no more. So, I mean, that's what it's about. We can have accidents and then we can fix you up. Good stuff, good stuff. And he did it. Now, wait a minute. Oh. He did it on fruits, berries, and melons. Ooh, whoa. Wait a minute. Where's all these proteins and all these minerals and all these things he needs to rebuild, right? No. And if he'd have done on that, he'd have still been in a chair now. Yep. He did just what he needed to do. He did it perfectly. Did good, and still going, still kicking butt. Guy's amazing, amazing. Good looking guy for you girls. Good looking guy too. I don't know what country he's from. I think he's European, but thank you so much. My son has epilepsy. He is 19 years old, and he had seizures since he was 8 months old. Question: did you notice these seizures post-vaccination? Because in a lot of times, these vaccines, of course, are neurotoxic. There's a ton of these seizures happening after vaccinations. These pharmaceutical companies have some very bad karma. Not worth touching that hot plate. But here's a poor lad. He's 19 years old, into epilepsy, which started out as seizures, of course. Was 8 months old. So 8 months old, and that's about the time that they vaccinate the crap out of people. And this might just be just that with him. How, you just see this redundantly ignorant, low consciousness awareness that the Homo sapien just keeps clinging to. You and I, you have to help me. We got to pry that away from these humans so they can start realizing what level of beauty they are. The Homo sapien is a beautiful, incredible species. But look what he's eating. Dirt and dead animals. And their milks. But we cook the crap out of them. Yeah. He wasn't breastfed, nor was I eating properly. Lately, he mostly has them when he plays Xbox. He gets very agitated and yells while playing. Affects his nerves. Right? So you already know that convulsions and seizures have everything to do with the neurological system, right? Right. Okay. So let's talk about it. This is 19 years old. Okay. So let's stop there just for a minute. What can we surmise out of this just to this point? First of all, he's 19. That means, is there any kidney and adrenal gland genetics? I don't think we even have to say maybe. But of course there is. Okay? I mean, at what level? Really, it's not does he, it's how much does he have? Not in today's world, it's an if anymore. There's no more ifs about these things. It's how much do you got? And so, the first thing you know, the kidney and adrenals are down. Okay, so the adrenals are down. That's your neurotransmitters. And when the adrenals are down in these young people, in today's world at 19, for him not to have nerve rings in his eye would be amazing to me. And if he did have nerve rings, can we teach these pharmaceutical insane people that you don't give vaccines to nerve ring people because that's weak myelin sheaths? They'll go into seizures or whatever. Not good. I can't tell you some of the sick stories that I've had to deal with, the poor children, the mothers and fathers of these babies and their emotional involvements. It's horrible. But it's all very fixable. It needs to be fixable. And we have to bring about the awareness that this is the genetics that these youngsters are coming into the world with. Well, there's the whole line of the lymph system, right? And the skin and everything with it. Look at all the skin problems. The digestive problems. It just goes on and on and on. So the first thing, whether this is a neurotoxic event that happened either through an ingestion or an injection, is you have to detox. You have to detox because you don't know whether you're dealing in neurotoxicity or you're dealing in low adrenal function where you're having, say, magnesium or manganese deficiency or a lack of proper steroids for the metabolism of those two, which can throw you in. Manganese or magnesium can throw you into seizures. So there's that end of it. Does this young lad have a parathyroid weakness where his calcium is low, so his magnesium dominates, can throw him into seizures? So there's a lot of things here that you can take a look at when you're looking at a case like this. And so that's what I would be looking at. I'd be pulling his eyes. I'd be looking at the pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, no question, kidney and adrenals, no question. So I would also be after those. I'd be after the kidneys. I'd be after his adrenal glands. I'd be after his GI tract to clean it up, because I'm working my way where? Up here, right? Right. So I need to detox the head of any neurotoxins, thimerosal, whatever, mercury toxicity, whatever. I need to get any obstructions to the flow of energy out of this lad. Second of all, I need to enhance neurons and myelin sheaths. So I'm going to enhance the adrenal glands to enhance neurotransmitters, which will then strengthen myelin sheaths. At the same time, I'm checking the parathyroid for calcium utilization for the same issue, nerve transmission. At the same time, I'm using upper circulation and brain and nerve. A must. Upper circuit, brain and nerve. I'm also going to piggyback the alcohol antispasmodic, and I can use that antispasmodic every hour if I need to, but I would put him on a regimen with the other herbs on the antispasmodic, so hopefully he won't seize at all anymore. But at the same time, I'm going to clean him. It's possible to have a seizure through detox when you're already in them having them. Only because when you start hydrating and moving lymph, you start affecting inflammation. So things can kick up a little here, kick up a little there. I mean, it's just detox. But that's the start. That's the things that I'd have him on. And only fruits, berries, and melons. They're anti-inflammatory. They're anti-seizure. They're base chemistry. Remember, seizures happen mostly even under an acid sky. Or computer games he always either plays or listens to, or something on his phone. Now here's another thing. You're showing me a lot of things. This young man is getting a lot of radiation. And add that on top of everything is just adding, more bullets in a fire. You've just got to somehow buffer this radiation this lad's getting, because all these things are hitting him as all seizure type stuff. He used to have them more often, but I am working with a healer that balances his energies after he has episodes. Unfortunately, we can't cure it on that level since he chose this experience as his lesson to evolve karma. But you can help him eliminate this karma. You can communicate to that soul and let him know, as his mother or guardian before he was 19, who raised his body for him. Talk to him like he is, a giant soul. I help raise your body, and we need to fix that so you're not, you can communicate better to this outside world. But still, perhaps on physical level, something it can all be fixed. His karma can be ran up. He can work this all out. Remember, there's a lot of inner worlds that we can work his karma out on. Doesn't all have to work it out on the physical world. That's the blessings about some of these big spiritual beings that we have. Friends of ours. And she's a bit confused how it works. He is taking Keppra for his seizures, which basically, just like Dilantin, don't do anything since he still has seizures while taking them. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, some of the seizure medications can cause seizures. I mean, it's just insane, that sort of pharmaceutical thinking in the first place. But what you want is an herbal antispasmodic, which is an anti-seizure, of course, and just have one just to help. At the same time, you're enhancing the nervous system. You're increasing, in case he has brain lesions or anything like that by now, and all this kind of stuff. And you're really just kind of cleaning him out, getting the acids out, and rebuilding him. Bottom line. Can I combine? Yes, you can. She's smart. Can I combine Keppra with the antispasmodic teacher? You can, but if the Keppra isn't helping him, use the antispasmodic instead. You just use more of it, more often at first if you need to. No problems with that at all. And how often do I give this? Well, I would get on a regimen 3 times a day with the rest of his herbs, but if you wanted to come off Keppra, then I would do it give him a half a dropper or a dropper full every hour, even every 2 hours. You can do it every 2 hours. And then you have him well backed up there. He is very skinny, and I suspect malabsorption to this too. And this is a big deal because he might not be absorbing his chemistry either. And if you don't, I've said right off, if you don't digest or absorb your nutrition and your foods, you're done right there. You're done right there. And malabsorption is what type of problem? A lymphatic problem. Absolutely. Yeah, I pointed out in all these eyes we went over. How much time we got? He's very skinny and has bad acne. What does that tell you? How bad is his lymphatic system? And that's it. You can have a vaccine with thimerosal in it, of course. For some, they don't go into seizures. They don't get ADDs or ADHDs and all these things. But those people probably have a better moving lymph system. You know, when your lymph system is not moving well, you're holding. Because you got to get out of the idea that the blood is Mr. I do it all. Because the blood isn't I, Mr. Do It All. My blood is simply the nutritional side, and I don't want to mess with that side. That side no one needs to mess with. That's why it's so important to change the diet, because the type of chemistry that's going into the blood right now, not good. Not designed for our species, and it's not good. So our blood's having to do all kinds of things to bring its base balance in. You eat a piece of meat, if there was no ability of the blood to bring more base into it somewhere or other, whether to steal calcium out of its walls or whatever, death would be quick, because meat is acidic forming. And you don't make blood acidic because death is within about 3 minutes. So eating a piece of meat could kill you if you didn't have the ability of the body to steal that calcium. But then when you start stealing calcium out of your arteries, walls, that thin layer of connective tissue lining, what do you see? You see spider veins, varicose veins, bruising easy, petechia. You see all these signs. So, bad acne, lymph system's a mess. So it just confirms more about the adrenals and kidneys down in these young people like this. Bad acne doesn't eat good lately, eats junk food when he has his own money. Can you please take a look at his eyes? I just want to... You know what? Let me... I'll ask Chris to give this back to me. If he has the eyes, he can take them off, and I'll take a look at them for you, only because of the nature of this case. Bad, and just want to know how bad it is, and what are the prognosis if we don't treat it. Well, let me tell you something. If you don't interface and change things, cycles, and if you don't change a negative cycle that's going downhill, it'll continue to go downhill until death is the result. So, yes, you have to impact cycles and change cycles. And that's just what we're doing on a grand scale. Needs to. He won't consider it, and I can't push him, but hoping that perhaps this video will help him see the light. Well, you know what, honey? Even though this is your son, I hope this is a female, but sounds like a mom here. If this is your son, just keep in mind that this is a powerful being that you brought the body here for. You didn't bring the spiritual being here. You didn't bring the soul here. You brought the body so that soul could have a place to stay for a while. So there are some souls that are tough. Even your own kids. They're just hard. They don't listen. Been down that road myself. And I'll say this to all your moms. Don't take your world down toward Hellville because of your children. These children are big souls using your little bodies you made for them. So understand what's behind that little 8-year-old or little 5-year-old. You got a big being that understands everything that's going on. You don't have to talk to the little one. Talk to the big one. And in meditation, you can get a hold of that soul and start communicating with that soul. Find out more about the journey, and you might want to do this with your boy here. But I have to tell you, if your boy don't do it, let him enjoy the seizures. The problem with it, in time, he'll start losing things. He'll start losing the ability to write and script. He'll lose the ability to do this, the ability to do that. And it just doesn't become fun anymore. He really doesn't have, I don't know what you're saying, I get the point that he really doesn't have a lot of self-excitement. So I don't know what to say. If this is your son that I'm talking to, then if you like seizures and stuff, enjoy what you're going. If not, get yourself straightened around, fix this, and have a new life. And you can have a brand new life. Everything's fixable. You just have to understand what's wrong and how to fix it. And your eyes will give us a big clue to that. You could run a hair analysis on him too, Mom. You could get some hair. We do hair analysis here. You can do hair analysis just to see whatever heavy metals or toxic metals might be. See where his arsenic and lead and all that is. Aluminum, mercury. I think they used to be $50. Now I think they're almost $95 for a hair analysis or something like that. Almost $100. I was taught by Paul Eck. Eck originated hair analysis. A very brilliant being. Let me see. Perhaps this video. Yeah. On my side, I lost sense of smell. On my side, I lost sense of smell, taste 7 years ago, waiting for an appointment with Marcy. Has maternal grandma, my mom, thyroid cancer, diabetes. His father, eczema, dandruff, overwhelmed, cholesterol deposits on eyes, and as I can see on his eye pictures, lots of sulfur and bowel. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, see, and lymphatic congestion. See how nice it is to read eyes? See, moms, you can read eyes, see what's going on with your children. They don't lie right there. Everything's in real time. Then you know what you're up against and, you know, the degree you're up against this, I guess, because you know basically after you learn this how simple all this is. What it is, it's the degree that the eyes show you and maybe some other contributing factors you haven't seen. Well, when you lose your sense of smell from the olfactories, and your sense of taste, that's all congestion. That's all the lymph system. Once you clean all that out, your sense of taste will come back, your sense of smell will come back, everything will come back on you. Yeah, it came back on me. I didn't have any idea I lost it. I had no idea. No idea. When I went on my fruitarian regimen, I was in a 6-month navel orange fast, and I started smelling the trees. I got a bunch of mucus out, you know, and I started smelling the pine trees, and I'm going, what? I realized I've been smelling by memory. And taste is the same way. When you lose your senses, there's such negative feelings out there, you don't realize how important the sensory organs are to your experience here. Because when you start smelling again, you start smiling again. You know, it's amazing the importance of these 5 senses in such a mundane human body for the experience of God in this level of realm, this very, very, very finite level. Amazing how important those senses are to have some degree of happiness, because without sight, I don't want to be here. Do you want to be here if you can't see anything? How about hearing? Well, you can be here a little more without hearing, but all these things offers a certain degree of pleasure, without which, no much pleasure. So all these things are important stuff, I think. So here you go. I mean, you've got parental grandmother, my mom, thyroid cancer, where you know her lymph system's down, diabetes, of course, that goes with the lymph system because the adrenals are in control of that. His father, the eczema, of course, dandruff, that's all major lymph. Up in the head, dandruff, major lymph stagnation in the head area, but he didn't get that from dad. He had to get that from mom. Lymph doesn't, fluid-based systems don't come out of the male donor. How the chemistry of that works might, in terms of weakness of liver, that sort of thing, adrenals and metabolisms and stuff. The person's overweight, cholesterol deposit, you know, highly acidic type of stuff. Parental grandpa, stomach cancer, died of Alzheimer's at age 57. So he died from Alzheimer's at age 57. So this young man has a lot of negative karma in his family trees back there. So, yeah, you can tell this lad's a lymphatic, low kidney, adrenal responses. Absolutely. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could come in on this overall health. I'm a volunteer, so to speak, and my daughter, who is 10 years old, agreed to do it with me in hopes we can get my son to consider it. You guys do it yourself. If your son does it, okay, good. If he doesn't, okay, good. Whatever. You don't pull yourselves down because of your son. You know, yes, you give your son all the love there is, but that's a soul making its own decisions. 19 years old, that soul, even though he can't maybe be 100% there, if you can just work him, you'll get him back. If not, it is what it is. I don't know what to say on people that don't want to help themselves. That's not what this is about. But I really hope that your young man comes together here. I meet great healers and get on my spiritual path. Definitely. Because your survival, even your mother's, are essential Your own survival is key. Your children are unique souls. Their survival, you're there to protect them with their small bodies and everything, but you're talking about big spiritual beings. Very rarely, they come in here, you have some spiritual being that has never been to this level before, but most of them have. Hello, this is Kevin. I came across your YouTube channel wondering what you suggest for using, juicing, whatever else for CLL. Kevin, you know what? You go right in. Go after your, I don't even know what your age is, but go right into that body. Go right after into the lymphatic system. Get your kidneys filtering. You saw the picture of the man who fell out of the sky. Really get yourself filtering. Get your bladder opened up. Get all this stuff opened up. Get your lymph moving. And go after your adrenals and nervous systems. There's a protocol to do all that. We've been talking about the protocol. I don't want to shut you over, but there's a protocol to getting after all these things, and that protocol is opened up right in the level of the system that breaks everything down. When this system goes down, you go down, and that's the lymph system. When the blood goes down, you go down, you're getting another body on you. Oh, this is Chris. Hey, Chris. Long-term vegetarian diet changes human DNA, raising risk of cancer and heart disease. Did we just talk about that? Is a heading from the London Telegraph, March 29th, 2016. Love it, don't you? Gosh, how many animals would be in trouble right now? That'd be a problem for all the herbivores. But you're talking about a vegetarian issue in a frugivore species. Because we are, whether one likes to admit it or not, we're frugivores. We are the highest evolved, the highest species neurologically on this planet. And as time man accepts that, not better than, no, I didn't say that. I said higher in the evolutionary scale, so to speak, higher in the level of awareness supposedly, but man has not even claimed his level. He's just wallowing it down in the ground with the pigs, and then eating the pigs. It's like, no, we reach to the sky. We pick and eat and pill. This is all we have. But it changes. You notice how each and every one of you that on the fruit diet is growing spiritually. Notice how it's changing you. It's putting more smiles on your face. It's making your body feel light, like it's not there dragging around like a ball and chain. All of those things. It's cool. The energy, the vitality, the flexibility. Oh my God. You just can't, there's nothing like it. So those people that get stuck in the mud and they don't want to change, and if they only knew what a few months or a couple of years in their world would do to them, they'd be running to get to this door. But their karma, as the mom said, and their awareness is keeping a lot of people from that. Well, it's not meant to be, of course. Not meant for everybody. I just thought I should share with you the level of propaganda that the powers that be are relaying to the world. I know it, and I've got that right here. I showed you guys. I got that right here. But I appreciate all you guys sending them in, too, because I want to talk about them with you so you understand where the idiocy is and that sort of thinking. As if a meat eater has some greater health than a vegetarian. Oh, what a joke that one is. That's the real sick world right there. I was listening to radio as he read this headline, and I can't believe they think this is truthful. I can't either. But they don't even know how, I don't want to be mean, but they don't even know how to interpret their own results and tests and stuff. Some of the conclusions I've read, because we did a lot of studies and papers. And some of the conclusions are like, what? How did you get that conclusion out of that evidence? So that's what I'm saying. You're dealing in a low state of consciousness on this planet. And I don't know what to say about it. All I can say is protect yourselves and show the world how healthy you can get on a frugivorish diet. But, you know, they're talking about vegetarianism. And most of us know that vegetarianism is everything but meat. You know, that's why you have the other different cycles of vegans, raw vegans. You have all these different levels. Lacto-vegetarians. You have different levels of vegetarians. They just lumped everybody as a vegetarian. But you have all different types of vegetarians even. Those who don't do dairy, those who don't do beans and things. You have all different levels. So it's another judgment call. And no one's out there trying to find the answers to health except we are. And that's all that matters, isn't it? See, the joke is on them. They're the ones who are going to have to suffer if they buy into crap like that. The trouble is that the average person believes our scientific community. They believed it back in the day when they said the world was flat. Everybody bought into that. Look, looks like it drops off the ocean over there. Yep. I mean, that's the sort of awareness that we're coming out of here. And there's so much more that humans should be at or need to be at. I am a truth seeker, and your teachings have never let me down. Thanks, man. You have allowed me to see through more deception. Thank you. Appreciate this thing because it is so true. Understand, though, the world of fatty acids and that sort of thing, but a primate level of, oh, get this one. I love this one because I'm always looking and asking. So Disney World and Busch Gardens down here have big ape exhibits. So I get a hold of one of the trainers. He's a trainer of the gorillas. And they have chimpanzees too. They have a bunch. So I asked him, I said, listen, I got a question for you. I noticed that you guys are always throwing vegetables out there to them. I said, if you put a big bucket of fruit or a big bucket of vegetables, which one of these big apes going to go to? He said, oh, that's easy. He says the bucket of fruit always. He says, but we like to limit that because of all the sugar. I said, all the sugar? Just because they taste sweet, you think it's just high sugar, bad sugar? That's the problem. There's no awareness behind that. The guy was a good guy, and I had a little talk with him about that. About the difference in species and things like that. So even though these species are eating what they're being fed or where they're living, that's not what they want. And I see that everywhere I go. I've asked this question in all the zoos. I've asked this all over the place, and I get the same answer every time. The same answer if I brought in a room of anywhere from, let's say, 10-year-olds down to, let's say, 2-year-olds. My grandson was eating fruit at 4 months old. But, at the time I'm saying that he could walk and get it, so we give him a year. I can't forget, he was walking before a year. I can't remember how young he was, but man, unreal. Fruit always. Vegetables? Nope, fruit. So, it's in the intuition. It's our food. And people are so willing to taint that. And it's just the negative forces controlling these people. And that's why it's important to break loose of these negative thoughts and negative controls, because it's pulling man deeper down. We're here to bring the light to the darkness. No more pulling down. We're going to pull back up with more power than the negative forces. Well, there's a lot more coming. So it's enough to say that a lot of neat things are happening. And a lot of people are getting well. That's cool stuff. I'm amazed that the last couple of weeks there was some girl that just went to YouTube. She had MS. Now she doesn't. There's this lady with leukemia. We get these all the time, and it's like, I love that. It shows the tenacity and the brilliance and the awakening process of these spiritual beings that say, you know what? I get it. I'm going to take control. I'm going to do this myself, clean my body out, and get myself well. And that's just what they did. That's how it is. And it's so simple. And so once we teach the world, hopefully things will be so much different here. After convincing my mother these medical doctors are crazy and only fruit, I am finally detoxing her on her way to Wellville. 51 years old, hernia in her abdomen. Ooh. So remember parathyroid. Remember that one. High blood pressure, I take it. Probably kidneys. If it's swinging, it's cerebellum. Gained weight, body swelling, so her kidneys are going down. That's edema, of course. That's high acidic, meaning her kidneys are going down, so good thing you're fixing your mom up. Hill spur surgery, that's all acidosis, leaching calcium out of the joints or out of the bones anywhere. Diabetes type 2, again, going back to the kidneys are down, that's the adrenals are down. And so no matter what she sees with simple sugars, she still has to plow through that and fix these adrenal glands. Gallbladder inflammation, again, back to the lymph system again. To pull the gallbladder clean, you got to get the kidneys up, the adrenals up, get your kidneys filtering, and get that lymph moving through the bowel wall, through the liver and gallbladder, through the pancreas, and it'll clean all that up. Dizziness, so that might be a link to her blood pressure. Her blood pressure, remember, if she's dizzy, it's the cerebellum. That means if she has inflammation here, acidosis, that she's swinging. Her blood pressure will be up one minute, down the next. Up and down. You can't treat that. You got to fix this. Hot and cold, remember, working on your neurolymphatics there and draining these sinuses. Candle her ears. Start opening up migraines, insomnia. Oh, now we're up in here. So now we're in the pineal gland. So possibly you have a mom with a pituitary issue. Then you want to start thinking about yourself, because that then will slam down. Of course, she's got a hernia. So here we go. We got a pineal. If her pineal's down, her pituitary's down. It's rare to have one down and the other not. It really is. Well, that also leads you where? Transverse colon again. Remember the relationship here, right? So definitely have colon problems there. The insomnia, you can correct that by helping her with, let's say, a pineal glandular, until you fix this, pineal glandular, 1 to 2 hours before sleep. Now, you want to take a look at this because she's had a hernia, and that means her parathyroid's down, but her pituitary could be causing that. So this is why the eyes are important, but you can't hurt too much if you use the pituitary herbs to work with that. Then I would hit the parathyroid glandular, 50 milligrams, 1 to 2, 3 times a day. Hook it with bones 2-3 times a day. That's going to then give her the calcium and the power to regenerate connective tissue, skeletal tissue, that sort of thing. But you got to think about this this pituitary and all this dizziness and all this stagnation of lymph, because then you start getting brain lesions. And of course, that's starting to be the setup for neurologicals, MS, Lou Gehrig's, things like this. Your adrenals are down, your myelin sheaths are down, your inflammation is up in the cerebellum, there's your dropping and your dizziness and the like, and then you start getting brain lesions. Bam, bam, bam. And all of that's reversible. Breathing issue, again, that's your adrenals down, and when you have your adrenals down, that's part of the COPD chain. That's asthma on, and that's hard to take a deep breath. Can't sleep, lay down, mucus. She's full of mucus. Well, that's the lymph system, right? Well, you got to get her away from mucus-forming foods, get her on the fruits, berries, and melons, get all this mucus out of her head, because she's going to have cold and flu-like symptoms, and there's nothing you can do about it. Matter of fact, your mama wants to have a big cold and flu-like symptom. Get those sinuses breaking loose. Get all this cleaned up. Don't forget to work on her bowels and GI tract. Get all this done on her. In a 2-year span, 9% of the issues came after steroid heel shots. Bad adrenals. Well, yeah, the problem with the steroid shots is that when your adrenals are down a little bit, they bring them right on down. What if your adrenals are down a lot? They bring them on down even more. And then the person is really in bad shape. Wrong way to address it, isn't it? Yes, fix your own adrenals so your body uses its own steroids, but get the lymph moving down in that area and it'll fix that anyway. But you need to fix the adrenals to get the lymph moving. Fab 4 and lungs to start, but she says herbs keep her awake. 7:30 diet. You know what? This is more power than she's used to, so hit her fruits, berries, hit her the whole thing, get her the pineal glandular, and that'll put her to sleep. That'll get her down a little bit. One more. Right. This is Yomna. Yomna, and I'm very apologetic that I can't pronounce a lot of your names, so sorry, very sorry. I'm not into names, I'm into beings, so I apologize that I'm just not country boy. Why'd you use a country boy anyway? Hi, my name is Yomna, 22 years old. I am currently transitioning into raw foods. Good deal. I've been struggling for years with eczema. See, here's the same story again. As a 22-year-old, and you know, if we're talking the teens, anything below the 20-year-olds, a given. 20 to 30, pretty much a given. 30 to 40, you might have some out there, not so much, but pretty much. You got to be up in your 70 or 80s to be above the deeper genetics that are happening, believe it or not. It's just amazing. So, honey, here's another case for kidney and adrenals down. Adrenal fatigue and depression. Well, depression, again, is a parathyroid, and you want to fix this. You're 22 years old. I don't know if you have any children yet, but if you do and you're already depressed, it'll send you even spiraling downhill even more. No, not worth it. You want to wait, get the depression out of you. Remember, parathyroid calcium, that's depression. Fix that parathyroid gland, and you can do that with a parathyroid glandular. At the same time, you're fixing the lymph system that cleans and refurbishes it. The blood's going to get there anyway. You're going to put the goodies in the blood. That's going to carry the herbs, the foods, and all that chemistry. That's going to help. At the same time, you're cleaning all the mucus and waste that's suppressing these tissues. 3 years ago, I started getting back pain. Today, I have a shoulder. Oh, wow. Tedinitis on my right side, and my back is hurting so bad can't sit without support for more than 30 seconds. Wow. Well, your kidneys aren't filtering, sweetie, and you're 22 years old. Think of that picture we showed you of the man who fell from the sky. But that's what you want to get, is your kidneys filtering, because it's backed up on your back. And the next thing will start happening is you'll start leaching from the vertebrae, and you'll get little calcifications, or you'll get a little compression or herniation, blah, 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 blah. And then the relating organs and glands are involved. It's just on and on and on. So you want to fix this one. Get into your lymph system. You don't want the skin looking like that anyway. Get into your lymph system, because that's all precursors for basal or squamous cells, all this. So you really want to get that lymph system opened up and filtering, my dear one. My back is full of nerve knots all the way to my neck, absolutely. So work on those neurolymphatic points right down your back. That'll help immensely for that. At the same time, you go on your fruits, your berries, and melon. Don't hang around with this. Get this opened up, because you don't want to happen what can happen to the back. So get this kidneys filtered, get that opened up there. I'm only 22 now, and I have acne for 1 year. You're lucky you've only had it for 1 year. I'm amazed you haven't had it all your life. I tried everything naturopaths gave me. I'm always tired. That's why I hate to call myself a naturopath nowadays, but I was steeped in naturopathy, not naturopathic medicine. Naturopathy is more what I'm teaching you in a way, although you don't learn half of this in any school out there. This is a lifetime of working with thousands and thousands of folk. That's what this is. You don't learn stuff like this in school. Matter of fact, all the schools are ignorant of the lymph systems pretty much. So it's just, most naturopaths, if they're, especially now, newer naturopaths, they don't know anything. No offense to them, but, your Basture, Southwest, the same thing, and they can't heal you. They put you on high protein diets. They do all this crap, and unfortunately now we all have to go and help everybody get their health together. Naturopaths can't even help you. That makes me sick to my stomach. And please God, don't ever make me be a naturopath that can't help anybody. It's just wrong education. Education again. What are you getting educated on? Other people's ideas and thoughts. Well, Basture and Southwest, this is why Dr. Jensen didn't want to be on your board, and why I didn't either, why I couldn't get him to be on your board. You're all wrong. And all these people, you're taking their money and you're not teaching them how to cure things. Everything is curable. Unless it's diseases, and then nobody cures diseases because it's a fabrication of the medical mind. Understand cause and effect, chemistry, and physics. Love you guys. I'm feeling a little quirky after a week off. I haven't even started here. Holy moly. How about if I did a panel with Marcy and Attila, and we all handed out each one of these, and maybe we all got through them a little faster? Would that help you? If you have any feedback, I'm well open to all that sort of thing. I can only get to some of you. To tell you the truth, I got the class pretty much done, so I'm open to a lot of videos this week. So maybe I can just whittle this all down and be done with that. And then I can get you, when you write a question, I can get it that week. And that way I don't have to sit there and go, oh my God, this was written 2 weeks ago. Are they still alive? Or, that sort of thing. That's scary. So all we have to say is, please, go after your health. It's just, the people are just dropping. We have a lovely girl that works for us, and her dad, young guy, just dropped over. And that's where it's at. A lot of people think they look good on the outside, but you guys are learning the inner secrets in both ways. So I love you guys. Remember the now. Remember to always pull yourself into the present moment of beingness and observe. Spend time not wanting anything. Spend time what we call desireless. You don't want anything. You're full. You've been fed. You now have the sucre you need. You know your road to God awareness. And you're on that. So you're feeling more comfortable. Let things go in this world, or this world will be yours. And if you want to stay here and enjoy the things of this world and its level of awareness, go ahead. Or we can get together and straighten some things out, which I think we are doing, and all that implies. Because there's a bigger picture here, a much bigger picture going on. And we'll bring that out more and more as time goes on here. But love you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. You're all sweethearts. I love you all, and thank you so much. I'm glad you're learning all you can from this. We're going to always share what we learn and grow with. Cases, if you want to send me in your cases. I know I'd like to do some positive videos. You know, I do like that positive side. All those of you who are getting your wellness and all that's cool stuff. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because when a bunch of spiritual people get together, it's one major drumming that is hard to define. It's an incredible experience of energy, of joy, of happiness and beauty and love. And there's nothing like it. The intensity of God is coming to this planet. And it's through you guys. Love you. And you too.